I was reborn. Last time, I was wounded by a scumbag, and my mental illness, already fragile, drove me to the edge, causing me to fall. But this time, I will never allow myself to be deceived by a man like that again. I will seek out someone who truly cares for me, and that man, who appears terrifying to others, will softly say to me, "Could you please not leave me? I'll give you everything I have, please, don't go." On the day Cressida Windermere died, the evening glow was like blood, dyeing half the sky red. She leaped off the rooftop of the Blackthorn Corporation building. On the 5th anniversary of her marriage to Everett Blackthorn, blood continuously gushed from her body and mouth. In the last moment of her life, she vaguely saw Everett in a suit, hurriedly running toward her. She seemed to see a great terror in Everett's eyes. Everett held her in his arms, large droplets falling onto her face like tears from the heavens. She could still faintly hear Everett's voice by her ear, trembling with panic and choked with emotion, pleading for her to hold on, saying he couldn't bear to lose her. She thought, this must be the illusion of a dying person. Everett wouldn't be here. Today, he was with Millicent. The man's choking voice by her ear seemed to grow clearer, a cry of pain and despair. Tears streamed down her face, one after another, until her skin was drenched with the overwhelming flood. But how could that be? Everett hated her so much, wishing she would die. Now, she was really going to die. Everett should be happy, right? She was fulfilling his wish. In her final moments, her last thought was, if she could live again, she would never love Everett again. Loving someone who didn't love her back was too painful, far too painful. It was the graduation season of her senior year in college. Blackthorn Corporation organized an event this Friday. As Everett's intern assistant and soon-to-be fiancé, Cressida naturally had to attend. The phone rang suddenly, shattering the silence. Cressida, something came up on my end. I won't be able to pick you up. You'll have to take a cab yourself. Before Cressida could respond, Everett had already hung up. Cressida stared at the disconnected call, dazed for a moment. This scene overlapped with a memory that had suddenly surfaced in her mind. Her roommate's voice brought her back to reality. Why is your boyfriend always like this? Making plans and then canceling at the last minute? You two are getting engaged, right? Cressy, you really should think carefully about a guy like him. And you're still planning to give up your graduate studies for him. Is this worthful? Cressida suddenly looked up, staring at her roommate's face. Again, memories overlapped. I will reconsider the decision to give up on graduate school, Cressida said, her expression a little dazed, lost in thought. And as for the engagement in 10 days, she found herself uncertain about whether to move forward with it. Exactly. In this day and age, women who give up on themselves for a man won't find happiness. Behind her roommate's back, Cressida swallowed a pill to control her emotions. In her freshman year, she had been diagnosed with depression, a mental illness with a very high suicide rate. Whenever her emotions became unstable, she had to take medication to keep them in check. She left the campus and got into a taxi. The car headed toward the event location. In the car, Cressida occasionally rubbed her head or glanced at the time on her phone. She was certain she had been reborn. In her previous life, she had obsessively regarded Everett as the light of her world, chasing after him relentlessly, loving him with a painful humility. Everett knew full well that she couldn't live without him, and he used that knowledge to hurt her recklessly. In the 5th year of their marriage, she finally became disheartened and climbed to the rooftop of Blackthorn Corporation, jumping off. To be reborn, and at such a perfect moment, was something she never expected. Cressida's lips curled into a slightly crazed smile. Everett, just wait for her.